Talking about the issue of the battle over health care, I want to go back to that topic and get a second opinion from a doctor. Joining me now is Congressman Dr. Andy Harris, who is the chairman of the House Freedom Caucus, a member of the House Appropriations Committee. He represents the 1st Congressional District of Maryland, and he is a medical doctor. Dr. Harris, welcome back to Washington Watch. Thanks for joining us.
Good to be with you, Tony.
So let me ask you, what does it mean that the Senate has now rejected the two rival health bills? What are the next steps?
Well, I do think the House may take action next week. We're going to take action, if we do, to actually help lower the costs of health care insurance premiums for, basically all of Americans who are on private health care insurance, not just the small number that are on Obamacare. This is a problem that goes well past the Obamacare increase in premiums, and we need to address it for many more Americans than just the narrow bill that the Democrats put forward in the Senate.
Let me ask you, Congressman Harris, what it says about the Democrats in the Senate that they had an opportunity to extend these if they would have allowed for Hyde-type protections for taxpayers, not forcing them into funding abortion and gender transition procedures. They rejected that. What's the real issue here?
Well, I'm not sure what the real issue is. I think they just want a health care issue, because I'm not sure they want to solve it, because if they did, it would be very simple. Let's just put Hyde into it, and then we'll take it under consideration, because we really shouldn't be spending taxpayer dollars on abortion. That's a view of the majority of Americans, whether you're in a pro-choice or pro-life state. The bottom line is a majority of Americans believe you shouldn't be using taxpayer dollars to fund abortions, and of course that's what the Hyde Amendment does.
I have to say, I think it was a pretty generous move on behalf of Republicans who have never voted for Obamacare, nor did they vote for these COVID-era subsidies, but yet they were willing to say, if we put these life-protecting provisions on there, we'll do some extensions until we have time to address the underlying issue of health care and the reform that's truly needed to bring it back to the private sector.
That's absolutely right. We're willing to come to the negotiating table, but again, a precondition is that it has to include Hyde protections. Nothing coming out of a Republican House is not going to have Hyde protections attached, because the bottom line is we do believe very strongly not only that we're pro-life, but that we shouldn't be spending taxpayer dollars to fund abortion.
Now, this has been alluded to, and I think we've talked about this on the program before. These are COVID-era subsidies. Premium subsidies. We were told they were needed because of COVID. Of course, everything is needed because of COVID, but this was needed. But in reality, it was propping up a failed healthcare system. And that's the real issue here for Democrats, is they have to prop this up because their house of healthcare cards are about to come tumbling down.
That's absolutely right. The three promises of Obamacare: one is that if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. Not true. If you like your insurance company, you can keep your insurance company. Not true. And oh, by the way, this is going to bring down premiums for each family by $2,500. Not true. It greatly increased premiums. So Obamacare is a huge failure. This would, in fact, prop it up. It would be sending, good money after bad. And the fraud rate is probably on the order of 25% of the 24 million people who are on Obamacare because of these COVID-era enhanced subsidies. So there is no way we were going to consider a clean extension at all. But even to consider any kind of extension, even taking measures against fraud into account, you'd have to include real Hyde, not Hyde light, right. Not some promise like Obama made when he passed Obamacare in his executive order that said, oh no, this is all compliant. No, we want to put Hyde in statute, and it actually would be in statute for the first time, Tony.
That would be a great advancement forward. But in reality, Dr. Harris, I mean, we have basically a week left congressionally and then we've got the Christmas break, come back next year. Is there time really for Congress to solve this crisis created by the Democrats and these subsidies?
Well, if the Democrats really don't want to do anything about it and not include Hyde, there probably isn't going to be time. But the bottom line is we could do this in January because this is a tax credit. It could always be given retroactively, so we could actually assemble a much larger package. Again, taking care of the over 100 million people who have private health insurance who are not on Obamacare, but dealing with some of the true hardship cases that will come from a step change in the expiration of the COVID era and enhanced subsidies.
All right, Dr. Harris, final question for you. I want to step back from the debate over health care, Affordable Care Act, or the not so Affordable Care Act. And I want to talk about the appropriations, because when you come back from the break in January, you've just got about 3 weeks to deal with the appropriations bill. We've got the CR that will be expiring. Will we be able to get the appropriations bills through?
I think we will get a large number of them through. Hopefully we get them all through by January, but I think the Senate's going to take action. If they don't take action this week and the time is running out for them, they will take action next week, send us a package of 5 bills. The House will probably work on 2 or 3 of those bills pretty quickly. We might even be able to pass another 2 or 3 bill package by next Friday before we leave home for the Christmas holiday. But if we don't, we would take it up immediately in January. The Senate could take that package up, and then that would leave only half the bills to be resolved in those last 3 weeks in January. Certainly something that could be done if we put our mind to it, and I'm hoping that we do.
All right, Dr. Andy Harris, always great to see you. Thanks so much for taking time to join us today.
Thank you, Tony.